We just completed doing Judy's Magic Cast On and working the first round. We're doing a toe-up sock, so we're going to start making our increases on this coming round. For this particular video, we're going to use lifted increases. We're going to use a right lifted increase on the right side and a left lifted increase on the left side. The way you can remember which lifted increase is which, we're going to knit the first stitch, is that when you pick up in the right leg of the stitch below, that's a right lifted increase. We're going to be picking up this right leg of the stitch below the one on the needle, place it on the needle, knit through the front of that stitch. That's an increase, a right lifted increase. Then we're going to knit the next two stitches before we knit them. We're going to make our next increase in the left leg of the stitch on the needle. The stitch below the stitch on the needle. Here's the stitch on the needle, here's the stitch below. We're going to make the increase right there. But first we're going to knit the stitch on the needle. Then we're going to lift that leg up onto the left needle and we're going to knit it through the back. So the right one's knitted to the front, the left one's knitted through the back. That's easy to remember. Right front, left back. We're going to move that needle out of the way, turn the work, and bring the other needle up into position. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to knit the first stitch. We're going to lift the right leg of the stitch below the one on the needle up onto the needle, knit into it through the front, knit the next stitch. Now this one we're going to be making the increase in the left leg of that stitch right there, the one below the one on the needle. So we knit the stitch first. Then we're going to lift that leg onto the left needle, knit it through the back, and knit the next stitch. So we've made two increases on each side. The next round will be a plain knit round. So we're going to move the needle into position. We're going to knit and pull tight, so we close the gap between the two needles, knit, pull tight again so it secures that gap. So we won't have a ladder between the needles. Continue knitting across the round, across the needle. That's a half round. Now we're going to pull the next needle up into position. We're going to knit the first stitch, pull tight, knit the next stitch, pull tight, finish the round. Now the next round we'll be ready to make an increase again. When you're doing a wedge toe like this, you're going to do the increases every other round. So we're ready to do an increase round. We've moved the needle up into position. We're going to knit the first stitch. We're going to lift that right leg up onto the needle, knit through the front, knit over till there's one stitch remaining. Lift the leg of this stitch up onto the needle, that left leg's up on there, knit it through the back, knit. We'll do the same thing on the other side. To knit the first stitch, pull tight, remember, so we don't have that gap. Lift the right leg up, knit through the front, knit across until there's one stitch remaining. Lift that left leg, knit it through the back, knit one. Now we're going to knit a plain round and then we'll stop and take a look at our work and see how this wedge toe is shaping up. Just going to knit, pull tight, knit, pull tight, knit across the round or the needle. Turn the work, pull the next needle up into action. Knit, pull tight, knit, pull tight, finish the round. And we've only done two sets of increases, but you should be able to see the beginning of this wedge toe. You can see the increases coming down both sides. You see the other side looks exactly the same. We don't have any ladders on the ends. Everything's nice and tight. The end of the toe looks good. Stitches curving over the toe. We're off to a good start.